today's the day. In like an hour or two, some very nice folks are going to be here to install garage doors. Yay! I am so excited because everything has been on hold waiting for them. They're very expensive, and so yeah, it took a little while between the garage and now to figure everything out. But the thing that has been on hold has been my bedroom. But obviously I can't use it as a bedroom because it's a storage room. But they're supposed to be here between 9 and 11, and it is 9 o'clock right now. So I do need to go and move vehicles out of the garage. I'm gonna leave the van so that they can see the van, just in case there's not enough headroom with what they ordered, because when they ordered them, the van wasn't in the garage. So I'm gonna leave the van in there just in case they need to kind of see it in the space to work around it. But we can go move the car. And while I'm out here, I might as well like pop the hood and show you why I'm so concerned about rodents. Yeah, that is supposed to be the light that keeps rodents away. And this is the second time I have spliced this wire together, and it's actually broken and chewed through in multiple places. So yeah, the light clearly doesn't work. That's the second time I did it. The first time it was inside of a sheathing that held these two wires together, and I pulled that off thinking, well, maybe those are soy. I'm sure they are, but you know, they still chewed stuff. So yeah, even in the carport, obviously, with the big wide open doors, things are getting in and getting chewed. The timing of getting these doors is really good because during springtime, it is even worse than it currently has been for rodents and rodent pressure and stuff like that. So I think we're beating all of the new baby squirrels that are gonna be looking for homes and stuff. The things that are going in here are going to be in these totes, and I actually bought these totes a long time ago when they were on a huge sale, and I'll insert the clip of that here now. Ah, shoot, you guys. I took a thing out before I remembered to get a video of it. Look at all of the tote bins in my car. That's what 18 tote bins look like in a Chevy Bolt. Look, they're almost as tall as me. I got a good deal on these. They were on a like 1-day deal buster sale or something at Home Depot. So they were like $7 a pop, I want to say. Hopefully that's all the storage I will ever need and more. Like, I am imagining a lot of these are going to be empty, but I want to just like build it once and have all the storage I'm going to need be done. Not that you guys will probably ever do something like this yourselves, but this turned out to be the exact amount of space to be able to open the doors just perfectly. Like, the car is just in the garage. Like, I don't have it scooted over or anything. Oh, and a little tip for you guys, if you haven't done this before, is if you see something that's on like a 24-hour flash sale at Home Depot, you can place the order for pickup, and then you have 7 days to pick it up. So if you can't go in and get it right then and there, you still have 7 days basically. So that's what I did. I placed the order, I think it was on Tuesday or Wednesday that was on sale for 24 hours, and it's Friday and I picked it up, got the sale price because I paid for it in advance, and you have 7 days to pick up an order at Home Depot. So little tip for you if you haven't ever done that. And yeah, so I'm sure you guys have seen on YouTube the tutorials for how to, you know, build the racks with those totes. And so we'll do that once these guys leave. So I'm gonna go move the car, but before I do that, the van's pulled kind of far in, so it's a little difficult. It pulls in no problem. There's like maybe a couple inches of clearance, but you can definitely see that it's close. And so I'm pretty sure the garage door actually goes quite a ways above the opening up here, but just in case they had ordered something that was like not designed to do that, I want them to see before they get started, and not have it be a surprise after it's installed but the van doesn't fit. Oh, and sorry, I've been talking so much. The last thing is that I was supposed to get my button gear and install an outlet up there for my garage door opener. I didn't buy a garage door opener for the van side and the car side because the van's not going to move that often. I wanted to save some money. But the car side does have an automatic opener and they need to calibrate that and everything. So I need to try and find, I have one more extension cord somewhere. I need to try and find it. If I can't, then, you know, they can steal this one that's on the ground that I've been using to trickle charge the van. Because the van does have a new alternator. Technically, it really doesn't need that trickle charger, but like I have it, so why not sort of a deal. They're gonna be just running an extension cord up and then like, you know, tying it off on the studs and everything. And I don't think that's probably even a bad thing because before I would have had to have been guessing where the plug should be. And now I know because it will be up there. Okay, I think I'm done talking for real this time and let's get everything ready to go. Weather is insane. I don't even want to take you out there to show you because that is rain and the wind and everything, but I do have a little remote, so look at that. The rain is just coming sideways. Yuck. Luckily they were inside for the majority of the time that they were working because that's awful. And look, there's a rainbow. I would go out there and get a better video of it that doesn't have my fence in the way, but like, it's so nasty out there. I don't wanna. They told me that it was gonna have the two remotes, but I kind of didn't realize that they would both be like visor clip-on remotes, which one is great. I definitely want that on the car, but I want one here, you know. I kind of figured I'd have like a little key fob hanger or something like for keys just to hang up. And I put another one, but the other one is also a little visor clip. So I don't know, I'll have to come up with something cute. Maybe crochet a little bag because the back pops off. So it can just like hang like a key fob if I make like a little crochet pouch or something for it. They're actually not finished because can you hear the wind? Holy crap. They couldn't put the side weather stripping in yet. They wanted to make sure that it was like adjusted correctly. So they're waiting for it to not be windy. The van is in. They wanted to make sure that it fit. So they watched me drive in and yep, everything's fine. It's really dark in here. There's just one little light on the garage door opener itself. Yeah, super exciting. And now I'm gonna go inside where it's warm because it's freaking cold. Okie dokie, I have a second one done. I needed to get everything kind of situated so I could figure out exactly where it was gonna be. I've got this pallet that's gonna sit in the corner for now with boxes of stuff that are gonna go back into the house once they have a spot. So like kitchen stuff and whatever, things that are not being stored in the garage permanently. I'm gonna line up, I think on this, but I had to figure out exactly where it was going because as you can see, I have these big brackets that hold the whole structure down that I have to work around. Luckily, I only have to work around them on the back, and there's only 2 of them. So on this back panel, I need to add a second 2x4 on top and cut out a spot in this 2x4 for this to sit. And then that should be pretty good. And I waited until I was done with this because the space between that I conveniently already have boards for because I have the spacers. However, this spacer is falling apart. I had to put a plate in it just to get it to survive being used that long. But I have this one and I'll go cut another one. I'll figure out how to get the space cut out of the bottom of those and we will be ready to move on to stringers, which I have already pre-cut a bunch. I'm sure this is not enough. I really only needed 2x2s for this, but I have the 2x4s. As you guys saw, my wood pile is just full of scrap 2x4s. So they'll be over engineered with 2x4s. And then all that's left is to attach the 2 together and anchor it onto the wall. And then we'll be pretty much done. Come to the decision that this video is going to be a week late. Actually, here's an update for you guys. I went to the neurologist, finally got a real neurologist appointment and not just like a muscle test, nerve test appointment. And that appointment was so quick. He like had me do a couple things and he was like, oh yeah, your femoral nerve is paralyzed. I was like, well, they did this test and the test said that it wasn't. And there's a difference between neuropathy and necroscopy. I don't think that's the right word, but apparently there's 2 different ways that your nerve can be paralyzed and the nerve study doesn't tell you the other one. So basically the moral of the story is I should have had a neurologist a long time ago, which I've been fighting to have a neurologist for a long time. I mean, the doctor that did the surgery has just been fighting me this whole time saying that there's nothing wrong. So it took forever for him to even acknowledge like, hey, you want a nerve test and that's valid? Like that's why I've been going to all these other doctors because I was like, I want a nerve test and I want to go down that avenue. But none of those doctors were willing to be my doctor. And so they didn't set me up with a neurologist. And so there's a new doctor at the same hospital that did my surgery. And I was very wary of that, but I made an appointment with him anyways. And he was very honest in saying like, hey, I don't know how to do anything here. I think you need to go see a neurologist. And I'm like, thank you. That's what I've been trying for literally a year now. So yeah, I have a neurologist and he's like, yeah, you're paralyzed. And we have a bunch of tests, another nerve test, and then also an MRI of not my knee, but of my quad muscle. I don't know if he has like an official diagnosis and like prognosis, or I think we're waiting for like these tests to be done, which I'm having them like next month. but his follow-up isn't for 3 months, so I'm hoping maybe he'll bump me up so I can get some answers sooner, since things just are not getting better. You know, there's no reason to wait 3 months. It's not going to be a different in 3 months because it hasn't been different in a year. So we'll see. But anyways, that's a little neat update. I think I walk pretty good now, and I think I seem pretty normal. But yeah, the leg is still paralyzed. Like there's motions I can't do. Getting up and down off the ground is like really hard, and I basically have to do it entirely with this leg. And so yeah, that just means that everything that I do is a lot more work than it would be for a regular person, which is fine. Like, I'm not in a hurry, except for this video being out on time, and I love you guys, but I don't think I love you that much. I think I'm just gonna let this video be late, and when you watch it, you probably won't even notice because, like, you're watching it at this point, but yeah. So I am going to take this apart and put it down so it doesn't fall on my van and shatter my windshield if there's like an earthquake or something, and probably call it a night. This is probably super obvious to everyone else, but don't wear knit things when you're gonna have sawdust. I'm gonna go change. It's too dark now. basically get rid of all the rest of that wiggle. I was gonna put another one up higher, but that was such a pain in the ass, and I really don't know that I need it. Perfect, and you can't even see it. That was scary. Let's load her up. Ta-da! It's all done. And I wanted to show you guys, it's not hard to get stuff into the top bin, so long as it's light. I can reach it and just pull it off. And then obviously if it was a little heavier, I could just grab a ladder and then just one step up on the ladder and it would be really easy to grab. So I ran out of light for you guys yesterday when I was putting the bins up. So here we are the next day. I really need to get lights in the garage. I have some lights saved on my Amazon wish list. If you are interested in helping the channel out, helping me out, the wish list will just like direct ship stuff to me in my PO box. So that's an option if you'd like to support the channel. Yeah. That's gonna be it for today's video. I'm gonna go ahead and start organizing everything into these totes now. Fill these puppies up. If you guys wanna see how that goes, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I have tons more organization and storage and workbenches and all sorts of stuff that I need to build in the garage still. And then once the bedroom is empty because everything is in these totes, or in that corner, I am going to have a lot of content coming out with renovating that room. Drywall, building wardrobes. I think I'm like self-leveling the floor probably. I don't know. There's gonna be a lot that goes into that project. And then of course the whole homestead after that. So there's no end of projects, so if you guys want to follow along, hit the subscription button. I have a goal to hit 10,000 subscribers by April, which is my 4-year homestead anniversary, so if you want to help me out, that would be greatly appreciated. You can also help support the channel by liking and commenting on this video. That lets the algorithm know that like, hey, this was a good video, I should show other people. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for now. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!